Your sizing decides your outcome. The chart doesn't. Most retail investors think the hardest Bitcoin decision is when to buy. It isn't. The hardest decision is how much to hold relative to your total wealth. Get the size wrong and no entry timing can save you. Get the size right and entry timing almost doesn't matter. I'm Rachel from ChainSense. In the next 4 minutes, 3 tiers, 1 contrast, 1 behavioral test. And the reason most retail investors who own Bitcoin still manage to lose money on it. Bitcoin sizing comes in 3 tiers. Conservative is 1 to 5% of liquid net worth. Balanced is 5 to 15%. Aggressive is 15 to 30%. Most retail investors choose their tier based on conviction. They feel bullish, they go aggressive, they feel cautious, they go conservative. That is the wrong way to think about it. The tier you should choose is the tier you can hold through a 60% drawdown without selling, not the tier that maximizes upside on a spreadsheet, not the tier that matches your conviction this week. 60% is not a worst-case figure. It is a normal case figure. Bitcoin has produced drawdowns of 50 to 70% in every completed cycle. ETF flows can reverse. Macro shocks happen. Crisis events still occur. The right allocation tier is the one that lets you hold through a 60% drawdown without selling. Everything else is a guess about your future self. Here is the contrast that decides most retail outcomes. Investor A holds $25,000 of Bitcoin against $500,000 of total wealth. 5% conservative tier. Investor B holds $150,000 of Bitcoin against the same $500,000. 30% aggressive tier. Bitcoin then drawdowns 60%. Same drawdown for both investors. Different total wealth impact. Investor A loses $15,000, 3% of total wealth, manageable, sleep through it. Investor B loses $90,000, 18% of total wealth. Different conversation entirely. What happens next is the actual story. Investor A keeps composure through the drawdown. 3% of net worth is uncomfortable, but not lifestyle altering. Holds the position, sees the recovery, compounds. Investor B does not keep composure. 18% is psychologically devastating, watches the drawdown for a few weeks, sells around the bottom, never re-enters with the same conviction, misses the recovery entirely. Investor A and Investor B did not differ on conviction. They differed on sizing. This is what makes sizing different from every other Bitcoin decision. Most decisions optimize for upside. Sizing optimizes for survival. The right size is not the size that captures the most upside if Bitcoin doubles. It is the size that lets you stay in the position when Bitcoin halves. The investor who stays in the position captures both halves of the cycle, the down and the up. The investor who sells the drawdown captures neither. Size for the worst-case behavior you can imagine of yourself, not the best-case scenario for the asset. Conviction is what you tell yourself in a bull market. Behavior is what you actually do in a bear market. Most retail investors confuse them. If you are honest about how you will behave when Bitcoin cuts in half and stays there for 18 months, you will size correctly the first time. If you are honest about how you will behave when Bitcoin doubles in 3 months, you will be tempted to size wrong the next time. This is the test that decides everything. Not what you think you will do, what you will actually do when the position is in trouble. 3 tiers, 1 contrast, 1 behavioral test, the full Bitcoin investing framework for 2026, all 5 decisions, with sizing as decision 1, is on the Channel Hub video, link in the description below. Subscribe so you don't miss the rest of the cluster. Sizing isn't conviction, it's behavioral honesty. I'm Rachel. See you in the next one.